Hello and welcome back to Rage Gaming, and if you clicked on this video, high ranked wilds. So you've completed the story now what are you going to do? Well, welcome to endgame, at least the start of it. To kick you off in endgame, you begin at high rank level 6, right? And you'll need to progress your rank up and up and up, regularly unlocking main quests as you go. The story isn't actually over here yet then, but for a while, every 5 or so ranks you achieve, you'll unlock the next step of it. So what are you going to need to know and be thinking about as you journey through the last stage of high ranks all the way up to high rank 40 and beyond? Let's talk about it. First up, a quick reference to a new mechanic you'll have just unlocked towards the end of the story here, and that is the support ship found in the Windward Plains. Here, the support ship will show up occasionally as you progress time by completing different quests and doing different stuff. Here, you'll be able to purchase goods in exchange for guild points, which, you'll have plenty of throughout this experience. As you can see, he's offering me important things like mega armor skin and dust of life, as well as specific monster parts for crafting, and even pretty far upgraded weapons as well to get you started. If you want anything specific from him though, you can choose the request goods menu, and there we can choose from 3 main options: medicinal, equipment focused, or just misc items. And from these I'd recommend the first option just so you can build up that basic supply. But long term, I'm actually set on misc because this occasionally gives me things like special items and trading items, but balanced ain't bad either. To really kick off high rank though, you'll need to start the chapter 4 questline, New Ecosystems. And as you'll have found out, the events of the main story have had a real impact on the Forbidden Lands. With the changes to the world forcing a season of plenty for the whole of the Forbidden Lands, this new surge of life will draw the attention of all kinds of monsters now. So to begin with, we actually find out that Yian-Kut-Kus have shown up in the Forbidden Lands, in the Scarlet Forest in particular, creating quite a bit of trouble for the Woodwards. On this hunt, you need to be careful to actually capture your target instead of fully slay it, but when you're done, high rank truly begins. So as the game tries to tell you here, the new high rank environment starts. This is when the seasons and times start to shift, monsters appear and function in new ways. So as we complete hunts and quests, we build up high rank points, which when you gain enough of, you'll raise your rank. There's a few ways to check on it, but if you just hold L1 while you're in any base camp, you can see your current rank. So I'm currently standing here at 108. So at this point, you're going to start to be told about a load of different stuff. I'm going to work my way through some of the most important things. Like when you open up the map and press square on a PlayStation controller, we can find that there is field surveys. So take this raid out, I can go ahead and create a quest for it, and I can go ahead and do a field survey. Basically, what this thing's offering me is decorations, random decorations that I might be able to put into my gear. I don't know what this armor orb actually is going to be, but I know it's going to be a defensive decoration of some kind, and it has that potential of being rarity 6 with this one in particular. Basic materials is just extra monster materials, which is useful for a lot of different reasons. And then the ancient orb swords, those are going to be the random RNG offensive decorations. You're going to want a lot of these, so doing field surveys is important, but before long you also are going to be leaning into the whole investigation system, where basically I'm taking this field survey and I'm saving it to be able to do at any time that I like, up to 3 times back to back. So instead of just getting these rewards once, I could do a field survey as well as save the investigation, meaning I could hunt this raid out for these bonus rewards 4 times back to back if I wanted, which is certainly good to know. But as you've entered high rank for the first time, that means you now have access to high rank gear as started with that Yian-Kut-Kus. So let's take weapons, for example. You're going to actually have access to the higher rarity weapons with the higher level of stats. With high level of stats and skills, sharpening, all that good stuff. It all caps out rarity 8. In terms of armor, this is really important. We have low rank armor, which is what you've been running, and now you also have high rank, which is significantly stronger than low rank. For example, the base Hope helm here, this has 2 defense on it to start with. Meanwhile, the high rank version, 26 defense. But there's more differences here that really matter. For example, we have a decoration slot now, allowing us to put a defensive decoration in that one slot in that case. You'll also see that the low rank version had the equipment skill 1 level of stun resistance, whereas the high rank version of the same thing that has 2 levels of divine blessing, which is a significantly better skill, and there's 2 levels of it. If you're interested in looking at more detail, we can press triangle and pull up the skill info page, which can tell me more about that skill in particular, what it actually does. You'll find that the Hope A set is completely the same whether you're looking at the masculine or female version, but you will now find that there's a second version of various sets. So let's look at the Cuckoo set. Constitution 2, Fire Resistance 2, and then 1 decoration, 1 level slot. Whereas Cuckoo B, the exact same thing, looks exactly the same. It actually only has 2 levels of Constitution compared to also having the Fire Resistance. But the pro side is that the decoration slots are now improved on the B version, the beta version of the armor. So instead of having just a single 1 level 1 slot, we have 2 slots, one of them's level 2, one of them's level 1, giving us more decoration potential. But a really cool detail about high rank gear is that any bit of high rank gear that you craft will now become a layered armor piece. To access those, you just want to go into any tent and come to the last tab and go to Equipment Appearance. So in this tab, we now have access to everything that I've crafted in high rank. So I made the Hope set just for the sake of this video. And as you can see, I'm able to layer the full Hope set. Now with that layered, we can also change the coloring of it, so it's fully customizable. Some are going to allow you to change the colors and theme of them a lot more than others, but it's definitely worth experimenting with because you can do some really cool stuff. Now you're also in high rank, another feature is going to be unlocked, and my god is this one of the best things in the game. Nata has changed, he's wearing like a proper hunter outfit, and he's kind of performing some interesting duties. He's become a village intermediary. What this means is when we go speak with Nata, we can see what's going on in the world. So under this tab of item trade, I'm able to interact with every single trader in the game in all the different villages around the world, and whatever they're interested in selling and trading for, I can make these trades right here. Speaking of which, I'm definitely going to do that for some drool shrooms for the purpose of my cooking. Your list will be a lot smaller than mine to begin with, because you actually need to unlock the traders during high rank, so don't worry about that. You'll also notice that there's a Festivals Share tab. This is basically when the fire spring happens as time progresses. You can come to Nata and ask for the shares. You'll get some spread of nice ore that are well worth gathering, so come back and speak with Nata for that too. The last tab that you currently don't have is the material retrieval option. This is essentially the farm of Monster Hunter Wilds. It allows me to ask people to go gather me specific stuff, and just like that, I get a pile of materials, and each NPC will be able to gather different things. So for example, this one is going to be great at finding honey, bitterbug, broth. Meanwhile, they're going to have a pretty damn hard time of finding any flashbug phosphor. They'll be able to find it, but when I come collect it, the quantity will be a lot less. So based on the NPC, you can, target different things. Like for example, this one has a completely different list to the other one we just looked at. But you don't have these unlocked initially. There's 5 of them total, and so that brings me to the topic and importance of high rank side quests. For example, when you hit rank 10, you'll notice your palico wants to talk to you about something. This is when your palico will begin to learn all of those really useful support moves you might have seen in the trailers. We're talking about big heals, flash bombs, even a literal revive skill, so super important to have unlocked. All you need to do is speak with the palico and pick up their regular side quests when offered. The first one is called Healing Help, and you'll need to go use a capture net on any Vigor Wasp and show it to your palico back in the base camp. And after that, you'll have the Attract Vigor Wasp support skill for your palico unlocked, and will be used mid-hunt from then on. So, very important. Go check on your palico. If he has a quest, pick it up and probably do it with priority. But to loop this back into the whole material retrieval farm system thing, so an example of this would be, say, either in the oilwell basin at their tribe or village. You'll get a side quest to help with a rompompolo, and when you complete this and follow up with that, a material collection request will appear from an NPC called Saber. That then unlocks the material retrieval system, a limited list of options from that NPC for whatever I want them to focus on gathering, letting me come back and collect whatever they found semi-regularly. But like I said, you can also speak with Nata in your base camp with that NPC being unlocked to access whatever they found from one location. Now, another somewhat weird mechanic unlocked in high rank is to do with the 2 smithies, Gemma and Werner. You'll find that they will offer side quests that ultimately unlock them as hunting assistants. It's a bit of a weird one, like I said, but basically, you go join them on an optional quest and try out a new gadget they've made. Gemma's is a very useful trap tool, while Werner's is like this repeat explosive barrel that pops many times. Both of them pretty useful, but once unlocked, it's not like they're going to show up all that often. Occasionally, you'll see on the map that Gemma or Werner has shown up randomly as a hunting assistant, so since they're on the map, go interact with them and benefit from their special tools. It won't happen often, but it is certainly useful when they do randomly show up after you've got them unlocked. Next, let's talk about a few really useful features. Oh look, there's a hunting assistant popping up on the side there. That's funny. Yeah, a couple of new features I want to talk about for high rank. Firstly, now that we've unlocked the surge of time and weather is changing, you've unlocked the rest mechanic. So come to a tent, go to the barbecue menu and pick rest. This allows you to change the environment and time. So if you want to play in the time of plenty and you want to play morning, daytime, whatever, you can do so and instantly change the weather. Right now I'm in the horrible sandtide during the daytime, as you can see. Let's swap to plenty at daytime for 300 guild points. That may sound like a lot, but it really isn't. Just like so, we have fully rested and updated the land. But what's really interesting about that is it's done a few things as well. For example, Nata, with all of his requests, options, trades, whatever, they're updated and refreshed like I've just completed a hunt. Time has passed. Same for the merchant, and you can see that the supply ship is gone currently as well. And if we pull up the map and see what's going on, I have a completely new list of monsters. It's fully refreshed and reset it. So if I go to the forecast, we can see what's coming up. We know that this cumatrice is there, so soon there's going to be a vigor mantle bug outbreak. I will need to do quests and literally wait for time to pass for those things to happen. If I were to go back into the tent and rest, it would fully refresh that list with a completely new RNG list. So just be aware that's how that works. Next, I want to make you aware of another thing you might want to be thinking about in high rank, which is you've got all the locales unlocked, right? But you probably haven't set up proper camps in all of them. I'd recommend you come to the support desk and go to manage pop-up camps. This allows you to look at all of the 5 different locales and see what you found. So right now, I've got all of my tents down. If I want to, I could go ahead and remove the camp here and put a new one down from this location if I've seen them. I at least need to have found the pop-up camp location as shown by these little blue signs. So exploring is well worth it in this time. My advice, at very least, is for you to find the safe camps so that you have good alternatives to the dangerous camps, which are generally not worth it. As another little trick, if you open up your map and press triangle to go to the big world map, we can look at if there's any special icons over these locations. So as you're progressing through high rank, main quests will come up, side quests will come up. As you get like 5 more levels, you progress to the next main quest and a bunch of new side quests are offered. We can see from here on this screen where side quests are available that we haven't accepted yet, where main quests are. Helps you keep track of everything. But as one last mechanic that you've actually unlocked just by entering high ranked, it's here in the oilwell basin. This is the base camp. If we head over to this direction, right, one of the NPCs you met through the story, Rocule, he has a new mechanic, the Smelting Foundry. This starts with just one option, which will be smelt armor spheres. Naturally, you can basically make armor spheres to upgrade the defenses of your gear. Very nice to be able to do, but some of these are very expensive on the points. To do so, it will cost you monster parts. Monster parts of higher value will offer more points to build up to actually generate these spheres. But yeah, it's very expensive. After a certain point, progressing high rank though, you'll also unlock the next stage, which is smelting ore, which is way more worth doing with your monster parts. This ore can be exchanged and used in regards to the Artian weapon system, which is very important. So if you were going to use your monster parts, I will put it towards this instead. Next, is this familiar? Armourcharm Powercharm. Just by carrying these things, say the Armourcharm, I'm going to take less damage. Just by carrying the Powercharm, I'm going to deal more damage. So yes, if you're a Monster Hunter series player, they're back and they're going to take 2 more slots of your inventory. At least for now, it's just the Armourcharm and Powercharm. To unlock these, you need to do the arena quests found in Suja. One is going to have you deal with a double Hirabami, and the other is going to have you defeat 2 Ajarakan in the arena at the same time. To be more specific for you, the Armourcharm side quest will be offered to you at Hunter rank 15 and above. Then the Powercharm side quest will be offered to you at Hunter rank 20 and above. So maybe do those as soon as you can. And update your loadout to actually have them in your bags. Last few things to talk about quickly. Tempered monsters are back, and you will discover them once you reach high rank 20, completing the main quest as you go. When these are unlocked, you're also going to unlock the special materials that come from tempered monsters, Artian relics. So there's a new system for these with Gemma at the smithy. We can either forge Artian weapons or reinforce and dismantle them. For forging them, basically you're going to take these special parts you get from defeating tempered monsters. In the case of Switch Axe, you'll need 2 blades and 1 device to craft 1 Artian weapon. But instead, let's say Charge Blade. You'll need 1 blade, 1 disc, 1 device. And you see how they come in lots of different versions. So we have all of the elements, attack infusion, affinity infusion, but we also have status with poison, paralysis, sleep, blast, and there's also rarity levels to them. Basically, kill tempered monsters, get these parts, and make Artian weapons, which will have a full video to really cover this stuff, as it is a new meta important system, soon on the channel. So all of that will be slowly revealed to you as you're progressing through high rank. There's lots to consider. I just wanted to highlight some of the more important stuff to help you understand it as you go. Be aware that this will all progress until you reach Hunter rank 40, where kind of the main reveal quests will finish, but there are more unlocks after that, like at Hunter rank 50 and 100. We're going to go into more depth and detail for all these systems in the coming days. This is just more of a light overview of all of the important stuff. So I hope it was useful. If it was, don't forget to drop a like. But for now, I've been Hollow, you've been you. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.